Okay.
1 minute warning.
Wow.
Good evening and welcome to the September 24th, 2024 Select Board Meeting. I'd like to welcome everyone, and Courtney, welcome virtually. I know you'll be leaving us soon to head to the planning board, but thanks for being here as well as everybody else. Our first order of business is public comment. And public comment is 2 minutes. You're allowed to speak, and you can speak on anything that is not on the agenda. So do we have anybody who wishes to participate in our public comment? Seeing and hearing none, then we'll move on to board member updates. Hector, you were at the planning board last session?
That's right, I was at the planning board last session. The Masters Academy did a great job of explaining everything of what they were gonna be doing. I learned a lot about artificial turf that I never knew about. And also about how they do restrictive lighting, and was very impressed with the presentation and how informative it was, and I really look forward to, I think it's gonna be a smooth, not that I have much experience in these sessions, but it looks like it'll be a pretty smooth transition and going right into construction. We're already scheduled for ZBA meetings, and I believe the first one is the 10th of October.
10th or is it the
7th? 7th.
Yeah, 7th, yeah.
So, and I hope to go to that one as well. And I know they're also at the tonight's planning board meeting, and Courtney will be listening in on that. So, looking forward to successful welcoming of the Masters Academy.
Great. Any other board updates?
I did also want to give an update on the comprehensive plan.
Yes.
We went through the vision, what, we did the whole statement, I forget what they call it, yesterday, where we looked at the vision statement based on the input we received from the town. James Goldson did a great job of combining it, and the comprehensive plan group wordsmithed it to an inch of its life and came up with a really good vision statement that focuses on agricultural business, local business, open space, multi-housing, multiple dwelling housing, and all sorts of things that we're hoping to put into the plan as for the next 10 years of Stow.
Great. Thanks. All right. And I want to personally thank you for going and for bringing the feedback back to us. It is valuable, absolutely.
Courtney was there too. She was.
Thank you.
Courtney, do you have anything to add?
I'm sorry you missed it. It was a good presentation. Let's see. I think Hector covered it in a nutshell. I think so far we have a nicely written piece, and I look forward to, we're entering another public comment period. We'll have a survey out, and we'll be, the committee will go around and encourage people to see what's been written so far for the plan and give us reactions, see if we're on track.
Great. Thank you. Do you have any updates of any of the boards?
I can tell you the Conservation Commission is also in the process of hearing masters and should be closing pretty soon. But other than that, no.
Okay. Megan?
I have nothing.
Okay. The only comment I have is on the Old Town Hall Reuse Committee. We do have the survey completed. We also do have the cover letter for it, and the rollout is definitely going to start to happen October 1st. And the survey will be closed on the end of the month, October 30th. So it'll be a month for the input. And then we will reconvene again in November to gather the data. And then move from there to begin to look at the different suggestions of uses for the building and the costs and things like that associated with it. Upfront costs in the beginning, but also continued on into the future.
I'm sure you discussed this in the last meeting. Where are you rolling this out?
It's being rolled out on the town website. I believe Denise also, and correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron, I think also in the newsletter, there's going to be as well. We are looking to also roll it out with the art show that's actually gonna be happening in the Old Town Hall. And we will be handing out cards that people can take home and scan and bring them. The survey literally is really short. It's 6 questions, this initial survey. So we're trying to get a general sense from the town, and then there may be subsequent surveys, but this one we wanted really short to really kind of get the feedback from.
I was just going to suggest that any surveys that we do, it might be a good idea moving forward, to put something with a QR code or something in the schools. Just have a flyer that had something like that for parents to be able to scan, to grab in. There's usually like a pin board or something in either the middle or the elementary school, just in the front office area.
No, it's a great suggestion.
Just because thinking like we don't, I mean, we used to hang stuff up in Dunkin' Donuts, right? But like, I think that really, the schools are really the only places that are the places to do that. So it's just another thought that I was having.
Aaron, can you just check to see on that, and also, do we need to get permission? And who do we get permission from to
Probably
do
just in
that?
school. Yes, got it.
Thank you. No, great suggestion,
thank you.
thanks. Yeah, the more we can spread it out,
Yeah.
the better.
Definitely.
Okay, so now we'll move on to the town administrator's report.
Tonight, we do not have a town administrator's report, I apologize. We're gonna move
That's fine.
on and go.
That's great.
That's fine. Okay, so discussion and possible vote. We have a special event permit for the Stow Area Guild of Artists, which is going to be held at the Old Town Hall that I just mentioned, on October 4th and 5th, 2024.
We do have Brenda on. Brenda is on.
And
Mr. Chair, I'm recusing myself from a vote on this, but I'm present to answer questions as a member of the group, but speak to Brent.
okay, thank you, and we obviously accept your recusal, thank you. So, are there any questions from anybody on this particular event?
I'm glad to see this is going on, and really thank you for pushing this forward. Finally having a artist guild in our quaint little town.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree.
I had a couple of questions.
Yes,
What kind of media are we looking at, Brenda? Is it painting, sculpture? You'll have to unmute. Sorry.
there we are.
Yeah, I tried that, it said that I couldn't do it, but then it just let me, so.
We got you.
Yeah, it's going to be an assortment of, painters, I believe there's a jeweler, sculpture, mixed media. Someone works in wood, might be you, Courtney.
Ceramics.
Oh, of course, yeah, ceramics.
Awesome.
That's great. Any other questions?
No.
All right, I will entertain a motion.
Could I say a couple of more words?
Sure, Courtney.
It might be an opportunity for those who are interested in seeing the building to refresh their minds or to have a look if they haven't been in there. It might be an opportunity to come in and get some ideas about how they might want to answer your survey.
Very good point.
So it's October 4th, that's a Friday, from 3 to 7 p.m. And October 5th, which is the next Saturday, the next day from 10 to 4.
Great.
It'll be light refreshments and probably be pretty full of art in there.
Great.
Several of us.
Look
Great.
forward to it. Count me in.
Good.
Mr. Chair, I move to grant a permit for the Stow Area Guild of Artists for Friday, October 4th and Saturday, October 5th, 2024 at Stow Town Hall for the SAGA Open Studios.
Second?
Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Let the record show it is unanimous with one recusal. Thank you. And actually, to get us back into Robert's rules, can I entertain the next motion, please?
Sure. Mr. Chair, I move to approve a special one-day liquor license for Clover Road Brewing for Saturday, October 12th, 2024, from 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. and per our regulations governing the sale of alcoholic beverages for Sunday, October 13th, 2024, from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. at the American Heritage Museum, 137 Barton Road.
Second.
Discussion.
I already looked into it and Denise verified for me that you can have 2 days on a one-day liquor license. In case anybody wonders.
Oh.
Can have up to 30 days apparently. Not sure why they call it a one-day liquor license, if you can, but
Interesting.
One event liquor license.
yeah.
I had a quick question, but I'm wondering if you wanna have the event manager just talk briefly about it first, before we dive into our questions.
Sure, yeah,
you want-
who is here?
Muldoon,
Jane.
Jamie Muldoon.
Hi, my name is Jamie Muldoon. I'm
Hi,
one of the
Jamie.
owners of Clover Road. How are you?
Wait, great, welcome.
Thank you.
Do you have anything that you would like to say at this point, or?
Yeah, we're really excited. We've been speaking with the American Heritage Museum for a few months now and trying to partner with them and find a good event that would work well for a beer garden. And thought that this would be a good first kickoff event in collaboration between the two of us. And so hopefully this is one of many with the museum. We think they do a really good job of putting events together and are very thoughtful. And so we are looking forward to being a part of, what they do, and hopefully going forward we can be there a few times a year.
Okay, great. Questions from the board?
Yes, so my only question is, we all know that weather this time of year can be kind of a little finicky. So I know that it's supposed to be outdoors, and there is a note about if it's moved inside, that there need to be certified crowd managers. So can you just speak a little bit about what your plans are for that?
Yeah, so whether inside or outside, there is going to be a designated area that will be roped off. And so before you enter the beer garden or the roped off area, you'll have to get ID'd and you'll get a wristband once you're ID'd. So inside it will be a designated space as well, and part of one of their hangars that they have, the airport hangars. And so they have their own security and they have their own people monitor the grounds and a lot of volunteers. But we will have a tip certified bartender that's checking IDs at the beginning of the roped off area and handing off wristbands.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay, so my understanding is then the American Heritage Museum is using their security staff.
Yes.
Okay.
Quick question, what's the plan for keeping individuals to a 3-drink limit? Is there one, or is it just observing, making sure they're not overindulgent?
Yeah, so our bartenders are really great. So they're all tip certified and in-person tip certified, not online. And so we don't have a drink minimum. We do observe based on, the qualifications of being overserved. And so they, just like you do in the brewery, their tap room, if they feel it's necessary to not serve someone, they won't provide them alcohol.
Okay.
I'm fine.
May I just add one thing? Ms. Muldoon, if it goes inside, did you say that you will have crowd managers?
Yes,
Thank you.
that's both inside and outside.
Oh.
They are gonna have volunteers inside and outside.
Okay. So certified crowd manager, not the tips,
Yes, separate.
Okay,
So
perfect.
Yeah, so the being tip certified is checking ID, making sure that people aren't being overserved, and making sure that you're pouring properly, and so that will be through Clover Road.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Chair. Sounds like perhaps a representative from the American Heritage Museum could better answer your question about the certified crowd manager, whether their staff is certified to manage crowds as we require.
Do we have someone from the American Heritage Museum here?
I don't see anybody.
I don't think they thought that they had to be here. I know that they wrote a letter. I think normally based on their events, they do provide crowd control. So I think maybe I'm not understanding the distinction between the crowd control of this event and the liquor license.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Collins Foundation, as part of their annual agreement of events that they'll be hosting, it includes being crowd certified and in case events are, crowd manager certified, in case events are moved indoors.
I mean, I would be fine taking, if it came to it, I would be fine taking a vote to approve it, just to have the office double check
Yes.
on it. If we had questions about it, but I think, I mean, it seems like everything's in its, if that's
It's
the
in their
one
plan.
thing that we have
Right.
a question about, I don't think it should hold up there.
Right, no, I agree, I'm not looking to hold anything up either.
The police chief is on if you want to
Oh.
ask him to address any of them.
Mike, Chief, do you have any comments concerning this event at the American Heritage Museum?
Well, the only thing I would be asking for is that the crowd manager is a different certification than the tips. It's a very quick online class through the fire academy, and which they can get online. If they go inside, that was my concern when I sent back my concerns.
So I think we should touch base with the American Heritage Museum because I'm pretty sure they already have that and that they're the ones that are controlling this event and have this event. So I think we should propose that question to them or look on record if they do have crowd certification.
I would agree. Like Megan said, we can just ask them to.
Right, should we make an amendment?
Well, is it in their plan? Is it in the plan?
I thought I saw it in there.
It's,
If it's in their materials, we don't have to, I mean, unless the chief's comment is on top of their plan.
So their initial plan is for an outdoor event. This is for a rain plan, just in case rain plan. What the chief, I believe, said, and I don't wanna speak for him, but I believe what he had suggested is that in the case that it has to move inside, he just wants to make sure, because it's a different kind of crowd control, right? So it would be that one.
Alright, let's call
Yeah,
the
that's correct. If they move inside, I was looking for that. That's something the fire chief and I have always asked for. If it's an inside event, that one added stipulation be put on. As far as we've never asked American Heritage to have that certification because there's never been, as far as I know, we've never given the alcohol permit at the same time. So that's what this added concern is. If it moves inside, there's an emergency situation that we have trained individuals to help everybody leave the premise as quick as they can.
So we can amend the motion to say, pending verification of crowd manager,
Certified crowd
Certified.
manager, yes,
crowd managers present,
if
Yep.
necessary.
yeah, if necessary.
if necessary.
Okay, so you amended that, are you gonna second the amendment?
I'm gonna second that
And then
amendment.
let's do the vote.
All those in favor? Well-
You're gonna have to do a roll call.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Roll call vote. Courtney, Frazier,
She says aye.
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 Hector Constanzas.
Hageman, aye. Can't call yourself.
Excuse me.
Excuse you. You're going to.
Oh my lord.
You wanna,
Megan.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Let the record show it's unanimous.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Jamie.
Okay.
Okay, next on the docket is the town clerk in-person early voting.
You want me to set a timer?
yes, please do.
5 minutes.
Please do.
I'm just joking. But he did say you only have 2 minutes, so.
No, he
No.
didn't say, he said 3 and then I said 5, so
And I
now don't
agreed to
short me.
5. 5 minutes, yes, please.
Thank you for
So-
this. Yeah, sorry it's such a mess, but I had a hard time getting all this stuff pulled together. So I'm requesting that we reduce the hours of in-person early voting for that first Monday through Friday. We start on the 19th of Saturday, and that very next week, we are allowed under the early vote rules. I have the information from the Secretary of State's office, that for the state election, if we are between 5,000 and 39,999, the first week has to be at least 50 hours, 50% of our regular business hours. And the second week, we have to be open our regular business hours. And so I'm asking for shorter hours, because I think we can fulfill the needs of the voters during that week and still be able to, because that week we are also still mailing out vote by mail ballots and getting them in. And I already have requests for 1,899 vote by mail ballots, and we still have several weeks to go, another month that they can request them. And I expect to be well over 2,000, maybe on my way to 2,500. And so there's plenty of opportunities to vote. I don't think there's people that will be disenfranchised. If people are absent from the town, they can get an absentee ballot right up until up until noon the day before the election, which has been standard practice all along for years and years. So there's opportunities all the way along to get ballots. So that's why I'm asking for a little bit of reduced hours. And we've increased in the second week. We're open 9 to 5 on Saturday, the 26th, because that's the last day to register to vote, and we have to be open 9 to 5 for voter registration. So we said, let's be open for early vote for the same amount of time. Someone comes in, register to vote, they can early vote. No problem, kill two birds with one stone.
From, is that what we have, or that's in our packet?
Yes.
This is
Okay.
this was in your packet.
Right, sorry.
This is in your packet, sorry.
No.
Then on Wednesday, the 30th, we're going to be up at the Stow case at the Pompo for 2 hours up there, and maybe get a few people during that period of time, so that adds a few more hours. And then on Thursday, October 31st, don't expect a high turnout on Halloween, but we are going to be open till 7 p.m. And so we can catch people coming in after work and after hours. And then on Friday, the building closes at noon and we're open additional 3 hours. So that's a total of 12 extra hours that we're putting back in the second. We took away 17 and a half from the first week, we're putting in back 12. So I'm very confident that this will work. We won't disenfranchise anybody, and the Board of Registrars of Voters met last week on Tuesday, and we voted to approve that, and we also voted to approve the 2 hours down at the location at Pompasiticate. So I do want to add that ballots have not arrived yet. We're still waiting from the state. We expect them any day now, and as soon as we get them, it will take us at least I expect them by next week, and then we will have 5 or 6 people working in the Whitney room for 5 or 6 hours over the course of the day. And we hope to get all of the ones that we currently have in-house requests mailed out, so we should be able to do it. We did 1,300 back in August. I think we can get this one done in that same amount of time. And so we've had a number of people calling, asking about that. Some people think that we're, disenfranchising them because we're not sending out ballots yet. Well, Wisconsin, who's sending out ballots by mail, had a June primary, I believe. Their primary wasn't just September 3rd. But we had to wait for the results of the primary, we had to wait for recounts, they had to proof the ballots, they had to get them to the printer has to print them, and there's millions of ballots that are being sent out. So we will get them out as soon as we can. I'm asking everybody who requests a ballot to get that ballot, mark it, turn it around, get it back in. Because of the volume of the mail, the volume in our office, it takes us time to get it in. You can return it right up until November 5th at 8 p.m. I highly recommend you guys get it, anybody who gets one, get it in really soon. It will help us. And then follow everything on going to our website. We have a link to the state's Track My Ballot. And you can see right now everybody who has requested one and that we've entered, and everything except the 2 that came in the mail today is entered into our database, and it says pending. And as soon as we mail it, it will say the date. Then when we get it back, it'll say the date returned and whether it was accepted or rejected. Could be rejected if it wasn't signed, they didn't include the brown envelope. There's a couple of different things. Like I said, didn't sign the form. So
all the more reason to get it in early because it's rejected.
Correct.
We then have the opportunity
Correct.
to vote in person.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. We spend a lot of time doing follow-up. So definitely look at our website first, because there's tons of information there.
Great,
Okay, what was that, 4 minutes?
that was pretty good. Thank you.
Any
Anybody have
questions?
comments or questions? Hector?
Did you do 2 weeks last presidential election as well?
Every presidential election that we've done, and it started in 2016, yes. And in 2016, it was required that we be open all of our business hours, so 8:30 to 4 every day. And I said in-person started in 2016. And we did that in 2018, and 2020, and 2022. In 2022, we could reduce our hours a little bit, and this year we can as well.
I have no other reason except to say that it conflicts with Halloween. It doesn't make any sense maybe to just make the previous October the late night,
On the 3rd,
24th.
okay, I mean, we could,
I don't know how many parents are gonna pick
I am-
trick or treating with their kids over
I'm not expecting
early
them to
voting.
be parents. I'm not expecting them to be
Okay.
the parents. I'm expecting, anybody who's coming in off of work that may not even have the children. If they need to, they're gonna come out earlier. And most of them probably have asked for vote by mail.
Okay.
I mean, that's my guess. I mean, we could switch it to another late night. I'm not sure.
Those are the only ones I'm thinking of, is the parents that are rushing home to get their kids ready for trick or treating.
Yeah, and a lot of people are already in their school mode with their soccer. I'm expecting parents to do vote by mail or come earlier during the day after they've dropped their kids off at school or done other stuff or, I mean,
You have more experience
But
than I do.
actually, you're gonna be there Wednesday, the day before, until 8 PM anyhow.
at the
Yeah.
rec center, so when that
So,
we'll have the
I
kids, so.
think, if parents want to, they could do.
I think this is the only time we've done two evenings. We usually did one evening.
Okay.
I have a question not about trick or treating.
Go ahead.
Sure. We'll
Can
have
you
candy that night.
Can you clarify again? Vote by mail
Yes,
is not the same as absentee.
correct.
Great. So vote by mail, anybody can vote by mail.
And there's no.
And vote by mail, and this is different because it's a presidential election and it is mandated by the state
Vote by mail has been since 2020 for state
for
elections.
state elections.
And-
Okay,
and
that is why
newspaper
anybody can, sorry, I feel like I like have to go down the rabbit hole.
Yep.
Every time we discuss the election, but.
Yep.
So you do not have to have a reason for an absentee
And you all
ballot.
got cards.
Because it's not an absentee ballot, because it is vote by mail. So
You got
any single
cards.
person who
Yep.
wants to can vote by mail.
Yep.
Okay, great. So when I see an 11 to 3 time to
That's
go
only
in to
vote
do
by
it,
that's in
that's
person early voting.
no, I know, but
Absentees
she who
allowed.
has a job who cannot be there between 11 to 3, it's
Absentee.
okay because I can do vote by mail.
Or you can
and
do
that-
absentee if you're gonna be absent from the town on election day.
Right, or I can just do vote by mail and not be absentee.
Yeah, vote by
Okay.
mail. Everybody should have got a card.
Great.
If you didn't get a card, track my ballot, cause somebody,
Hello.
a family member may have gotten a card, but you didn't, or vice versa, cause
Okay.
you might have already been signed up.
Okay.
Yes, and so,
And
we can accommodate, I think we can accommodate everybody. Oh, and the only other thing I wanna say is,
Mhm.
if you're signing the cards, or the person, it's the voter supposed to sign the card, not a parent, not a spouse.
got it.
Cause signatures are randomly checked,
Hmm.
and sometimes they don't match.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the schedule of in-person early voting hours presented by the town clerk.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The record shows it's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you all at the early or vote by mail. I'll get your stuff.
Do you want this back?
Sure, I'll take the extra paper.
There you go. Thank you for
Oh,
doing all that.
No worries. I'm gonna sit for a little.
Did you want this one? No, I'll hold on. Next.
Okay, next on our agenda is the support letter for Masters Academy. I'm assuming everyone had a chance to read through it.
Yes.
Okay, and I'll take a motion first.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve and sign the letter of support for Masters Academy.
Second.
That's a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion?
I have discussion. Yes, I had a couple of notes, just wordsmithing, type things.
Typos, yes, there were a couple.
But that's the level I'm at. If anybody else wanted to deal with anything else, that's fine. Or I can dive into my
Dive in,
nitpicky little bits.
dive in.
Okay, so the second to last paragraph, that
Of the entire
of the
letter?
entire thing, I'm on the last page.
The last page,
The
yes.
sentence starting while,
Yep,
that is actually one full sentence. It should be one full sentence, that period should be a comma, and we should be lowercase. It is not two separate thoughts.
So you're saying after the parentheses?
After the parentheses and the
Yes.
period, it should be a comma, and then the we should be lowercase.
Okay.
One more. And then the word is remiss. So the last sentence of the entire thing, this is the most direct way for us, it should read for us to provide some relief across every taxpayer without compromising schools or services. And we would have been remiss.
Right.
To not take.
Not remissed.
Right, which means something different.
Yep.
We would have been remiss, I don't know how I would say that, I guess you could say to not take this opportunity.
Oh, I had phrased it to not have taken this opportunity.
We would have been remiss to not have taken this opportunity, yeah, yep,
Is the way I thought.
okay. Alright. Those are the ones that I had that jumped out to me. Okay.
Okay.
My only concern is with, it's very detailed, and I wasn't sure why we needed to go into so much detail to express support.
Oh, I liked it. Can I say why?
Yeah.
May I?
Sure.
I think a lot of this negotiation on a lot of the negotiation with the development agreement happened in 2021, I don't even know, a gazillion years ago when I first got on the board. And I think a lot of these negotiations happened when Masters Academy first came, and it was the whole idea was like, what are the things we can do to work together? What are the things that if they're coming, and I think the thought was that they could offer some improvements. If they were going to come, what improvements could they also offer? And I think that a lot of those discussions were had then. And so I don't think that was ever kind of publicized. And I want
The immediate benefits to the town.
Right, and I think that it's important that people understand that a lot of these discussions didn't happen in a vacuum. That there are actually immediate benefits happening to the town
So these are all more for the general public to see, not necessarily for the planning board to see.
Well, I think also, but I think maybe the planning board doesn't even understand that or maybe other boards don't I don't know the nitty-gritty of everything that the planning board is negotiating necessarily with Masters at this moment. They don't know the nitty-gritty of the things that we did. So I think that it's important or zoning or anybody, and I think it's important that everybody kind of knows what stakes the other boards have and the things that they've talked about. So I that's why I felt like it. Yes, it is a lot, but I think it also shows that this is an important project and these are the reasons that it's important. It's not just oh, this is a great thing coming to Stow. It's no, these are ripple effects that are going to affect the community for generations to come potentially. So
And a positive.
in a positive way, if things are done
In accordance
with our, whatever. So, okay. That's it.
Ingeborg.
I still am very uncomfortable writing this letter. I don't know why we have to write it, and I mentioned that at our last meeting, that it has to be a well-balanced letter. I don't have I think this is written to the ZBA and to the planning board, and it could also be written to the Concom if you wanted to get all the boards that are reviewing it. But I just, I don't feel comfortable sending it. I think this is something we can verbally say in our meeting minutes. I don't know why. It sounds like because they're going to bring a significant tax base, we should do everything we can. That's what it sounds like to me, this is what we're telling the boards. And I don't feel comfortable telling the boards that,
Well, in the second line, it says, "We fully support that our boards need to carry out their formal permitting authority in accordance with Massachusetts General Law and the Town of Stow bylaws." I mean, it's
I know,
in there,
I know it's in there. I just,
but we wanted
We
to
have-
highlight the unmatched benefits of having a facility such as Masters in our town.
yes,
And I do feel,
and it's really just financial. That's what it is. That's what, it's financial, it's also having having a lively activity on that part of town, which right now is sort of dead because it's been vacant for so long. I understand all the benefits. I think it's a great opportunity for Stow. I just feel uncomfortable being in a position to tell other boards, we have very intelligent boards, very, they
but this is
know what
also
they're
a
doing.
support, a general letter of support that's being put out publicly. And I do feel that we as a select board at times should make our support known more than just at a board meeting, that this is something that we're putting out there because we do believe that of the benefits, and it's not just a financial benefit. There's other benefits of bringing in a program like this. There's also the scholarship program that Masters is looking to do, specifically targeting our students and our younger folks here in Stow directly. And that's just the beginning phases. So I don't have an issue of putting forth a written statement of support.
Well, then, if that was the case, perhaps it would be addressed to the public. I mean, I don't know, I don't want you, I think it's just one vote here that I'm going to not vote in support of this letter because it makes me uncomfortable from a procedural point of view, not a substantive point of view. So I don't wanna belabor this, I just
Fair enough.
I just can't see telling our boards, you know, you're really smart, but don't forget, you know, it's a great project. We're watching you, but anyway, I don't know, so that's all I'm gonna say.
At the beginning, I felt the same way you did when I initially saw the beginning of this letter, and then I read through it and going, this is a lot of detail, which is why I asked about the detail, but I also felt like the letter was written well enough, and it wasn't telling the boards what to do with a lot of detail. It was telling the boards that, hey, the select board is here to support you in approving the Masters Academy and getting it into the town. I don't think, I agree with you, I've been to a number of the planning board meetings and a couple of ZBA meetings, and there are definitely very smart people there who know what they're doing far better than I know. And so they do not need to be told what to do, but I didn't think this letter told them what to do. I thought this letter told them, we're here to support you, whatever you need.
And I think honestly, Hector, like that's how I read it as well. It's not like a we're telling you what to do. I mean, even back to the development agreement, as a direct result of the zoning bylaw that the planning board put forth, I mean, they put all of that effort together in order to get that zoning bylaw passed. Like, that is the work that you did. We were able to negotiate that agreement with Masters. Like, it almost is like I can't make a football analogy. I've got it in my head, but I'm not gonna do it because
There's
I'm
a
gonna
ball on
sound
the
like a dummy.
field
There's
and
a
there's a
ball
line
on the
to
field,
cross.
we're like really close to wherever the end of it, but it's almost like we wanna help you get to the end of it, and like you've got a really important decision to make, and like we wanna help you to do it, and we can all work together to like do it. But like we just want you to know that we are supporting you to get it there. And I think that is like how again, I was not at this last meeting, but like when we had discussed even the idea of the letter before, I think that's the spirit of the letter that I was hoping we were doing. It's not we're putting you on, like, we're taking you to task and saying, this is what you have to do. It's no,
It's not up for us to tell.
it's not up for us to tell at all. It's more of we want to do this together. Let's all work together to, make sure that this project can come to fruition and rah, rah, rah. So, that's where I mean,
Well, the second to last paragraph certainly underscores what you just said,
right.
but I just, I understand what you're all saying, and I just still don't feel.
Is it because of who it's addressed to? Like, would you just feel better if it wasn't addressed to just two boards? If it was just a statement of support that this board put forth, like a general statement of support, like, and it just wasn't addressed to the two boards? Like, does it feel like it's really just more? I mean, is that where is it not the
if it wasn't-
content of the letter?
I
or-
think the important piece of this letter is the select board's responsibility to minimize or to improve the taxing situation in this town, right? So that part is absolutely clear in this letter. So I think if it was just a general letter of support, copied to the boards perhaps, and that the second to the last paragraph said, that it could even stay the same. I would feel more comfortable with that, I think, than it being addressed to a board. Maybe I'm just overanalyzing this, but I think if it was a general letter of support about the health of Stow and the benefits it's going to receive as a result of this opportunity, the select board wanted to make a public statement of support. I don't know who it would be addressed to then, and
Right. I mean, and I think the concern is that I think there is a genuine concern that should it not pass, or should certain things not happen, and then they do leave, then what happens?
we got what we have now, right? Nothing,
We got nothing.
So, or we get a marijuana plant or something like that.
No, we get nothing. This
Well,
town's
it's-
already voted that down. This town's already, no.
But could have been, there could be changes.
No.
Let's build automobiles there.
We're not even going there. But I'm just, so I guess all I'm saying is I feel like I'm comfortable with this letter as it is. The meat of the letter.
Yeah.
I would be comfortable if we didn't just send it to two boards.
Right. So who would we address it
But
to?
I do think I like the meat of this letter. Like, I do think it's an important letter, and so maybe this is a letter that we just send, this is a letter that could go to the paper. This is a letter that I feel like the select board could put out
I think this is an
there.
important letter.
It's an important letter for people to
Because-
understand.
That we are looking forward to stabilizing some tax base on the
Right.
town.
And so I think people need to
That's-
understand that, right?
That's correct. So if we can figure out, and maybe when Denise is back, she can maybe think of a way to address this to town officials, to the town. This is to everybody in the town, all the boards, we hope you share this with your membership, or we hope you the Council on Aging, everybody, so that it's not just targeted to the boards that have a permitting responsibility, while at the same time, that second to the last paragraph references the responsibilities that the town is still gonna implement in the appropriate legal and regulatory manner, then I'm totally fine with it. I just don't like I think you hit the nail on the head. But you can take your vote and you'll still have this letter that can go.
Do you want to say something? Can I say one more thing? May I say one more thing? So, given everything that Ingeborg just said, and given the fact that Courtney is also now not here and cannot weigh in on this, I would be fine if you would be okay tabling this until to have another discussion. Because I don't know that I would be willing to vote on this to move it forward in the way that it is tonight. Because I feel like there is still some movement and I'm not ready to go forward with it as it is.
Does it, if we don't take action on it tonight, does this, I know Denise had a goal with respect to this letter. If we wait 2 more weeks, is there gonna be a timing issue in any way?
That's an excellent question.
Okay.
I would assume there may be, but I think it's important that you get it the way that you want it to be. I do see that you have adopted statements on your webpage. They're of different matters, but I mean, it's possible that you could vote to adopt a statement for,
Yes,
you know,
we could do that
you could do something like that.
tonight, and then if there wants to be a letter in addition.
I believe the reason why the letter was set up to go to the planning board and the zoning board of appeals, and this is where the time frame comes in. We did have this discussion before, was to basically let the two governing boards that are presently involved know that, hey, we're really in support of this, guys. This is something that will really benefit the town, and here's in detail the ways that it can help us and to benefit us now, but also the potential that it brings into the future. So I believe that's why it was set up. And that was the discussion that we had as a board and voted actually to have this drafted
We did
to the
vote,
planning board
I
and the
had
zoning board of appeals.
and I had my concerns at that time too, which I stated.
You did state that as well.
It's just, we haven't had complete meetings. This is where and that's my fault, cause I wasn't here.
No, don't,
I wasn't here last time either, I was at the planning board meeting, yeah.
actually, it was just the three, Courtney, it was the three of us, I think. But in any event, whether you were here or not, doesn't matter.
Right. But it's
The fact that this has. Okay, I'm done, you know my position, I don't wanna screw anything up with respect to schedule. I would be ready to amend the motion to put it on the webpage immediately as a general letter of support, exciting news, Masters Academy is being reviewed right now, or whatever it is that Denise would wanna say. And then if there's a need for or maybe she just writes a letter to the town boards and commissions and says, just in case you hear from the public, this is the position of the select board is very excited about the Masters Academy coming to Stow. Just so that you all, so it goes to everybody, all the boards and commissions, you all know, this is big for the town, this is important for the town.
fine, to all boards and committees,
Yep.
change it from
So
the
we'll
planning
just take
board and
out-
zoning board of appeals, take
So-
that out to all boards and committees.
Yep. And then just put dear, instead of dear, do you want me to read to you and then you type it? Okay.
Dear
So
boards
instead
and
of-
committees.
Yep, instead of planning board, instead at the top, yep.
And
Instead of zoning board of appeals, just strike that and just do boards and committees of the town of Stow.
Yeah, and then instead of your permitting boards,
So
And just
change
put
that,
dear
dear
boards and
boards and
committees.
committees.
And then go down, second paragraph. We fully support that some boards need to carry out their formal permitting authority, which, so it'll just, instead of your boards, just put some boards.
Okay, some boards, need to carry out.
Their formal permitting authority, yep, that's the
Yep.
only change on that.
That's the only
yeah.
change on that. And then,
Scholarships and
and I think nothing else is,
I think the
I think
rest,
the rest of it is
the
fine.
closing was generic enough.
Yeah,
Yes,
well, except for my edits that I made earlier.
Well, correct, those were just, yeah. And then as select board members, we regularly challenge, I think this is the most important sentence
Yep.
for the select board to get out there, that last paragraph. We are regularly challenged with fun, and we're really excited about this one, and it's good. I really appreciate the board's consideration of my being a stickler on this.
okay,
I-
so,
For your books.
So,
So I-
should we take a second motion for the amended version, or are you okay with that?
I would,
What do you need?
to make it legal, okay, I think what we need to do is, we have a motion that's been seconded on right now.
And amended. Right?
We can amend it.
No, it was already amended, wasn't it?
No, not yet.
No, okay,
Mm-mm.
never mind.
No, so I think what we need to do is vote on the original motion
Mm-hmm.
that's been seconded, and then a second motion made, or a new motion made as amended, because it's, to me, this is more of a substantial change in the direction of the letter. This is not just a clerical change.
Okay.
So,
And Courtney's not here anymore, so.
Toward,
so any further
so I
discussion?
can withdraw the motion.
You can withdraw the motion.
I think for the record, let's vote on the present motion and then make the new motion amended. I think it's much more clear
I
cut
think you
that way
can
for
do that.
folks. I just do.
Wait, what?
Can I just check? We would have been remiss to have not taken. Or to not have taken.
Do not have taken.
To not have taken.
What is it?
That was the last
Kind of
sentence.
remiss,
Okay,
sorry.
Okay.
okay, so any further discussion on the original motion?
No.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay. Can I get a new motion, please?
You can get whatever you want, with lettuce and tomatoes. But, Mr. Chair, I move to approve the amended letter of support for Masters Academy. I move to approve and sign the amended letter of support for Masters Academy.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Let the record show it's unanimous.
All right.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Like,
I'm glad we could make it more comfortable for you. No, really.
Okay.
So the town administrator's performance review. I'll take a motion on that, please.
I move to approve the town administrator's performance review as presented.
Second.
Second. Sorry.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded. Discussion.
Is this where we get to talk about her behind her back?
No, seriously. Jesus.
I think this is a great review. Very detailed.
Yeah, thank you.
I
Yeah.
was,
Just
That's
like,
what-
I mean,
was
this
so
is like,
impressed.
this is great.
Yeah.
So, great job.
I was so
Yeah.
impressed how you,
No, you
I'm
really just- this
absolutely
is like-
impressed with the way you amalgamated all of the comments from 5 different people and being able, and I looked and I'm like, oh my God, this actually makes sense.
it was perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was great.
So,
And I also just have to thank my board members for all the detail everyone
I know.
put in.
Yeah.
I was like, what a board. I
Mhm.
was like, you guys were good.
Oh, you were too.
Yeah.
Ingeborg's like, I know what I put in.
Okay, any other comments?
No, this is great. I'm just sad she can't be here to
Yeah,
see it, but great job, Denise.
thank you, Denise.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Let the record show it is unanimous. Okay, surplus old building department vehicle, that wonderful 2010 Ford Escape, which is not
14
road
years old, huh?
safe, suitable for parts only.
Something to be said about a 14-year-old vehicle.
I mean, that's pretty.
You want the motion?
Please.
Mr. Chair, I move to declare as surplus a building department vehicle, a 2010 Ford Escape, not road safe and suitable for parts only, valued at less than $10,000 and belonging to the town, and to authorize the disposal of the surplus item.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, let the record show it is unanimous. We will go to the meeting minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move to accept the meeting minutes of the September 10th, 2024 meeting.
Second.
Do I vote on this since I?
Sorry, I wasn't here either.
Okay.
Like,
But you can, if you have taken a look at the minutes and you feel that they are reasonable and not outrageous or anything else, you actually can vote on it.
great.
Okay.
And actually, we need you to because.
I know, cause we won't have enough people, so.
Right, there wouldn't be a quorum, so therefore. Any other discussion? I thought, again, a great job, very
Fantastic.
accurate.
Yep.
So, all those in favor?
Aye.
Board correspondence.
Good old Verizon.
Hector's favorite place, this indeed.
Sorry to hear about Bounce TV though.
Oh, boy.
Any comments on the correspondence at all?
I know this is possibly being a stickler, but the Board of Appeals notice of public hearing. It says that it's going to be at this. Sorry, I meant, nope, not that one. There was some other one that said it was gonna be at the Stow Town Hall building, I thought. Maybe I was misreading it. No, it wasn't the Board of Appeals, never mind. Forget it,
Okay,
I said nothing.
okay. So if there's nothing further on board correspondence, I will entertain one last motion.
I will adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Do you wanna print that so that we can?
Already printed.
Yay!
I just wanted to make sure I